from 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. What up, Lord? What up, Lord? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat, yeah, shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big 4, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. Cordell. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. What up, Lord? What up, Lord? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat, yeah, shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big 4, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. Cordell. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. What up, Lord? What up, Lord?
Good morning and welcome in here on this Tuesday. We're rolling through the week. Lloyd catching me off guard once again, getting the show rocking and rolling.
I was teaching.
Yeah, Lloyd is teaching back there. We've got a young prodigy.
We got another sucker.
We are training Sam up on the producer board since Christian's no good at it and he's gone. We figure we might as well train another so it's not just me and Lloyd that have the skill.
One of the fastest transitions to on-air talent I've ever seen.
Yes. He found his way.
Prove to be incompetent and hurt yourself in as many ways possible and you can be on the show.
Well, prove to be incompetent and be easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
And be funny, somewhat. And I guess Christian just like
that star's born.
Forever he was learning the board, and then he just started sitting right here, like just the.
Well, just don't sit over there.
Yeah, you will fall asleep. It's just resting my eyes. But Sam, thank you for coming in this morning, learning the board. Thank you, Lloyd, for teaching the young man as much as he needs to know. Hopefully nothing more than just the board Sam will learn this morning from Lloyd. There's only so many lessons old Co can teach you.
Okay.
But we appreciate you guys joining us this morning. We've got some headlines from yesterday. We closed out the show saying hopefully we'll have something to talk about tomorrow, and there's no shortage of that. As LSU President William F. Tate is headed to Rutgers, and the university will now be looking for a new president, and that is obviously selected by the governor of the state, which is what has created much of a discussion around that. LSU baseball came in at number one in every major poll, a clean sweep of the baseball polls, as LSU is sitting atop the sport as the regular season came to a close. The first round of the SEC tournament starts this morning with Alabama and Mizzou.
Couldn't be us.
Couldn't be us. LSU won't play until what? Friday?
Friday.
Got a couple of days off.
Got your regularly scheduled programming.
There you go. Oklahoma and Kentucky will face off. Florida and South Carolina. And then the first round of LSU's side, I guess you can
Missouri.
Call. Mississippi State and Texas A&M. How so?
Good for Missouri.
Mississippi State and Texas A&M. How so? Mississippi State and Texas A&M. How so? Good for Missouri. Mississippi State and Texas A&M. How so? Mississippi State and Texas A&M. How so?
Just to get one in there.
See if they can snag a win here.
They could
9:30 a.m.
automatic bid.
The second we get off the stream. The show ends at 9. You have Alabama Mizzou at 9:30. Absolute disaster. Mississippi State and Texas A&M close it out this evening. All of it will be on SEC Network. Jacques Doucet put out a tweet yesterday that it's his understanding LSU administration was really disappointed with the LSU softball performance in the NCAA tournament this past weekend, but all indications are that head coach Beth Torina will be retained for another season. The SEC season awards were announced, and there's much to be made of that as we witnessed maybe a few robberies, as you saw in the title for today's show. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. The awards were announced, and there is LSU all over it, and that's going to be who our two claps go to today. We've got Kate Anderson, first team All-SEC and SEC All-Defensive Team. Two claps, ready. Zach Cowan, first team All-SEC. Two claps, ready. Anthony Ianson, second team All-SEC. Two claps, ready. Jared Jones, second team All-SEC. Two claps, ready. Daniel Dickinson, welcome to the conference, my friend. Second team All-SEC. Two claps, ready. Derek Curiel, second team All-SEC and freshman All-SEC. Two
Smells
claps,
like a snub.
ready. Yeah, it does. And Kason Evans, freshman All-SEC. Two claps, ready. There are your Tigers that
Smells
won
like a
some
snub.
awards. I smelt two snubs on there at
Two
least.
snubs, ready?
As Derek Curiel is snubbed from Freshman of the Year, and Anthony Ianson somehow second team All-SEC. When you really sit down and look at the numbers, that's a little head-scratching, but we will get to that in just a second. The headline is obviously William Tate, but I'm going to get in the chat here, see what you guys have to say. Brandon Hollingsworth, I agree with their decision to keep Torina. Don't spend money on softball. Who cares? I won't say who cares, but definitely the buyout, I would believe, plays a big-time factor in what the decision is being made. They obviously gave Torina a extension last year, a 2-year extension, and so I think the buyout would be right around $1.3 million, which is a little steep, especially for softball. So I think that's the biggest factor in the decision. But we will have Jacques Doucet on tomorrow morning, as we do every single Wednesday, and so he can elaborate a little bit on what he had heard, what the decision being made is, and get more into that. But how's everybody doing? Appreciate everybody getting in here with us. Lloyd, how are you feeling this morning? How was Coach Johnson last night?
Sprightly. A little bit, had to wind down for a second. Man was still on that, as he calls it, the most expensive water in town, that Starbucks iced coffee that he gets. But after a little bit, we loosened him up, got him into the rhythm of talking about, made the, of course, maybe we should slide in and see how that goes. That's why I think I sent him on the email. I was like, hey, do you mind sliding in? And he was like, not today. And then Mikey dropped it again, and we cracked him. So we got him, and he's great spirits. Obviously, he knows where LSU baseball sits. He knows what kind of job they've done and where everybody kind of found their role. And did he think there were a couple of snubs? Probably so. Yeah. He can't speak on that. But man was in good spirits, and they are more than elated to start on Friday. Get kind of a little bit of a rhythm back. Yeah. Get some rest.
Normal routine.
As he said, I believe in the post game, guys back to their girlfriends, people back in their homes, all of these things that he's still working. Yeah. But everybody else gets the rest.
Yeah, everybody but Jay.
Right. He was still wired.
Of course. I would love to just have a sit-down interview with Jay's wife of, like, when does he, like, turn – like, when does he not –
Maureen?
Yeah, and she's probably like, never.
Never. She knows she signed up for it, Natties.
Yes.
More than one ring. Yeah.
Multiple. But –
and, dude, don't sleep on Maureen. She's a firecracker herself.
Oh, yeah.
She watches that game as intently as anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah. Locked in.
Well, imagine.
I mean, you have to be.
your livelihood.
You have no choice. But
I guess I'll see him tonight. I guess I won't. I
maybe,
don't know.
yeah, maybe not. Is
Bear
it gonna
Jones, 117. Oh, coming home.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you for getting us out of here. But the news yesterday, LSU President William Tate headed to Rutgers. LSU will be looking for a new president. Look, we are not going to pretend that we are
Not my arena.
very well educated in this arena, this area, because we are not. But I do know that President Tate loved athletics, and as much as the president of the university is important in many different realms, the saying is true that athletics are the front porch of your school, whether that is a high school and whether that is a university. I can vividly remember whenever I was a freshman at LSU, just a short 5 years ago. It was 2020. It was COVID, all of that, whatever. But I remember when people would introduce themselves, be like, "Where are you from?" And they'd say some state that's not Louisiana. They'd be like, "Well, why did you choose LSU?" And they would say, "Oh, well, I saw them win the national championship last season." Like that. That's the reason why they picked LSU as their school, was they saw a football national championship won, and they say, "No, I want to go learn there, I guess, and be a part of that culture." So as much as the academic part is important, athletics are the front porch of your school. Everything goes up, whether it's, admissions, revenue, all of that goes up when athletics are good. And William Tate was somebody that supported that, pushed for that. The alignment was the term that was used when Brian Kelly got here, when Scott Woodward got. The whole deal was alignment. And from Tate to Woodward to Kelly, from Tate to Woodward to Johnson, from Tate to Woodward to Mulkey, there was alignment. You look at LSU women's basketball's practice facility, you look at their practice gym, William Tate's on the wall, and his wife are on the wall. I think, they supported fully that program and were a major factor in why it's grown to what it has at LSU. And feel how you want to feel about all these different things. This is a guy that supported the athletic programs at LSU and was a part of that alignment that's brought LSU to where it is now, where you've won national championships consistently the last few years, whether it's gymnastics, baseball, women's basketball, hopefully football again soon, and maybe even baseball again soon. You've won national championships as William Tate has been your president, and now LSU will be on the search for a new one. And one of the things that's got a lot of people feeling a certain way, either side of how you feel about it, is who is selecting that new president. Obviously, William Tate was selected by Louisiana's past governor, John Bel Edwards. And now, obviously, Louisiana has a new governor in Jeff Landry. Most will remember him as the man who brought Omar into Tiger Stadium and cursed LSU football. That was when he really got in the LSU storylines, limelight, and there was some headbutting between Landry, his and him wanting to make that decision.
My constituents.
And the university. I don't think the university was very big fans, and I think this is pretty well known, of bringing Omar, a live tiger that's being shipped from Florida, into Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night.
Not Mike, right?
And not Mike at all. Mike is still in his cage, and there's another tiger in Tiger Stadium who is on drugs. I'm going to full Stephen A. Smith. They brought Omar the tiger into the stadium who was on crack. He was on that was the most drugged up tiger. Most drugged up tiger I've ever seen in my life. He was asleep the whole time.
He missed it.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Great game to fall asleep to.
Yeah, I wish I would have been sleeping too, Omar. But that's when Jeff Landry, obviously there was some headbutting there. Now Landry will be making his pick for who the president will be. Over time, I don't think this is something that really happens too fast usually. I remember when Tate was selected, it was maybe a year or so after F. King Alexander had been gone. There was an interim in between that choice. So we'll see where it goes. Obviously, it has to be approved by the Board of Supervisors, but the Board of Supervisors are also selected by the governor when their term comes up. I think Landry has selected 3 Board of Supervisors, which gives him the majority vote. So really it's just kind of a stamp of approval regardless of who the governor picks. So that's obviously something to keep an eye on because it's going to play a factor in athletics. We don't want to discount that. Obviously, it's a bigger umbrella that it covers because this is the president of Louisiana State University. This isn't the athletic director. This is the president of the school. And so it's going to have effect academically, but from our standpoint and our focus when it comes to athletics, William Tate was a man that was part of the alignment that has brought LSU athletics to where it is now, and he is now headed to Rutgers. So we'll see, what's to come, who the selection is. But obviously, best of luck to President Tate and his time at Rutgers, and best of luck to Governor Landry to find who is next. Hopefully, it is not Omar the Tiger as the next president of Louisiana State University, as Hollingsworth said in the chat. We shall see what that decision is, and it's going to be a lot to talk about because this is an important position in from the university standpoint. But like I said, to athletics, this is a vital spot that has to be aligned with what the athletic director and some of the head coaches and the other people are focusing on. So we'll see where it goes. But that was something that came across the newswire yesterday.
God bless us all.
That was pretty important and was going to carry a pretty heavy weight into what it looks like moving forward for LSU. We'll see what happens. LSU's set to begin the search for the university's next leader following yesterday's news. Tate is the president at Rutgers.
What's your confidence level in Mr. Landry?
Not very high from what I've seen so far. Some of the decisions that have been. The Omar the Tiger. Didn't you go to the school across the bridge?
Across the base.
TSAB. He's a ULL graduate, is he not? He's a Lafayette boy.
USL.
Now making the selection for LSU's president. Tate's quote was, "This was a distinctly difficult decision and one I did not take lightly. LSU, its students, faculty, staff, and supporters are all incredible and inspirational. You will forever stay in my heart." So, President Tate headed to Rutgers as their new president.
Two claps for President Tate?
2 claps, ready. Shout out to President Tate, all he did for LSU, the university, but most importantly from our standpoint, the athletics, as he was a part of that alignment that's brought LSU to where it is on the success standpoint. We appreciate him. We'll see where the university heads and who the next president will be at LSU. And there's going to be a bunch of dominoes that kind of fall when that happens because, you want, obviously, your president to support your athletic director and all those things. Like, this is going to add a whole bunch of wrinkles into something that I feel like LSU finally got into a relatively good spot.
God forbid.
LSU finally had the kumbaya between Tate and Woodward, and it felt like it was in a really good place. And that is no longer. We'll see where the university goes with this, or the governor goes with this decision, and what it looks like for the university. We'll cover that as time moves on. But like I said, LSU had many baseball players on the all SEC teams, whether that's first team, second team, all defensive team, and freshman team. There were many names, but there's much to be made of some of these spots. I think Anthony Einson and Derek Curiel, their names are the hot ones right now as Einson comes in as second team all SEC, and Derek Curiel is snubbed from SEC Freshman of the Year. In the chat, get your opinions in. Let us know what you think and how you feel about it. Obviously, we have been very much pushing for Derek Curiel to be the Freshman of the Year, and I thought it was going to be a relatively easy decision. When you really break it down, I understand both sides of the coin because I don't want to take away from what's the Texas pitcher's name? Valantis? Is that his name? Who won the award? I don't want to take away from his season and what he's done.
I mean, Game of Thrones was a long time ago.
Because Dylan Valancis is the name. Because he is a very talented player and had a very successful season. But he's a closer, right? He pitches occasionally. Like, he's not an everyday guy. He's not a starting pitcher. He's not an everyday player. Derek Curiel came in as a freshman. And am I biased? Obviously. Because I've sat here and watched him. Came in as a freshman. As a leadoff guy. And the everyday left fielder for the number one team in the country as the season came to an end. The number one team in the country. This is a guy that plays every single day. Hits every single time his name comes up in the order. He is an everyday player. And to me, I feel like that holds more weight than a closer. A reliever that's not going to pitch every game. And not going to pitch extended amount of innings. Now, is he put in high leverage situations? Yes. He's put in spots where he has to be successful to get the job done. Obviously. Derek Curiel is put in a position to fail a lot more than Valancis is and continues to succeed. I mean, this is a freshman that came in to the standard of college baseball in LSU. The number one team in the country on every single major poll as the season comes to an end. And he's your everyday left fielder, and he's hitting leadoff for your team. And he's not just at, the first spot in the lineup. He's one of the best leadoff hitters in the country because he had a 37, 38 game streak of getting on base. I mean, for the first almost 40 games of his college baseball career, he got on base every single game. And I like I said, I don't want to take away from Valancis and his talent because he is extremely talented and he had a great freshman season.
He didn't hit 344.
He's not playing every game. And look, if it would be easier to just say, hey, there's a player of the year and a pitcher of the year in the SEC overall, maybe split it up for freshman, player of the year and pitcher of the year, I think that would have made everybody happy because this has stirred up some conversation in the fact that Derek Curiel is not your freshman of the year when he's an everyday player. I'd
hate to do the give a ribbon to everybody, but you're not completely wrong when you say these are two different categories almost, and it's nice to see. And when you look at award ceremonies and what it has become in college football, where it's what'd you do last year? You don't get it, but you get the next one the next year. Obviously, freshman of the year, that's a different category, but it feels like baseball does it in a little bit of a different way. However, what Valantis done is nothing short of impressive.
Right.
What Curiel did with the expectation placed on him as freshman of the year, not in the SEC, in the country,
Agreed.
Comes to school. It was never really a doubt, shut it down early, and then becomes the guy that bats leadoff for your baseball team. That's the number one team. What's the word that people use, that Mikey used yesterday?
Unanimous
in the country, and he's never wavered from that leadoff spot.
Ever.
And I would go as far to say the most, if not the most important piece of your team, one of the three most important pieces of the number one team in the country. I don't know if you could say that about Valantis every day.
I mean, this is the thing. You look at...
Valantis is nasty.
100%. You look at the questions LSU had coming into the season, where it was okay, what's the lineup going to look like? Is it Dickinson leadoff? Is it
Stanfield
leadoff?
Where's Curiel really work into this lineup?
So many questions. I didn't even have Curiel in my starting nine. I just didn't think a freshman was going to come in.
What does he do against left-handed pitching?
That's been all the discussion the last few days. But he comes in, he answers so many questions for what your lineup's going to look like and what your team's constructed.
He changed the arc of your season.
Yes. It was all up for discussion prior to the season. We were talking about all of it before the season started. Is it Dickinson? Is it Milam? Is it Stanfield? How do you construct this lineup? Where does Bear Jones fit in? The second week in the season, you figured out, okay, we got our 1-2 punch figured out. Curiel gets on base every single game, and you can just put Bear Jones behind him.
And then you can figure it out behind Bear Jones.
And then now Stanfield slides in, becomes the best 9-hole hitter in the country.
Is the key.
Like,
you found somebody that I know people use the term like double leadoff a ton. It doesn't bear more weight than it does with this team. And having a guy like Stanfield batting 9 who's hitting, 360 in SEC play? A guy that you went and plucked from Auburn where it was he can't hit, he can field. And Jay has a propensity to find guys like this, whether it be Michael Broswell, who was hitting, 280 at South Carolina. He commits to you while you're in Omaha. You get a shortstop. And then you get Chris Stanfield, who people are like, oh, let's see it. Turns out he's going to hit 330 and lead your team in average and bat in the 9-hole whenever. I don't think that was the plan.
No.
But to have somebody like that and to be able to put him in that position is only because of what Curiel's done. And
100%.
That figures out Bear Jones. It figures out, now we have time to makeshift a little bit of where Ethan Fry fits in. Where does Jake Brown fit in? Where do, some of these guys that you need a bat behind your biggest power hitter in Bear Jones, now it becomes, this is a little bit easier to manufacture because without it, you just plug Bear Jones into the 4-hole.
Yeah, that was the.
And you're not nearly as good offensively.
Well, and think about this Jake Brown discussion that's been had. It's not even a conversation if Curiel doesn't grab a hold of the left field spot and never let go. Because there's no conversation. If that doesn't happen, Josh Pearson's probably your left fielder and Jake Brown's in right. But Derek Curiel shows up and says, no, I'm gonna take that job and nobody's gonna sniff it.
And while it may not bear fruit yet, it will at some point. He was also William Schmidt's roommate. Whenever William Schmidt was yet to commit to either LSU,
recruiter.
He was your top recruiter.
And
I know that didn't bear weight in this argument, but just from an LSU side,
he's
good to have him.
Pretty important. Yeah, but in this argument, there's more than enough things to discuss. This is a guy that turned your season on its head in game number 1, the second he got on the field. You're like, okay, we've got something special.
And just to make a case for Volantis, if you want to, looking at his bio now.
Read me some numbers.
Texas's Dylan Volantis leads all SEC pitchers with a 1.6 ERA. The left-hander is tied for 5th nationally in saves while becoming the first SEC freshman to notch at least 11 saves since 2013. Volantis' 10 saves in league action ties the SEC freshman record, matching Ole Miss Stephen Head in 2003. I wonder who won Freshman of the Year in 2003. In conference play, the 6'6", 212-pound hurler has yielded just 5 runs over 28 1/3 innings, checking in a 1.59 ERA in the SEC. Overall, Volantis has registered 64 strikeouts compared to just 11 walks, limiting opposing hitters to a 1.76 ERA.
It's very impressive.
It is, sure.
I'm not going to act like it's not.
Do you think more people know who Curiel is or who Dylan Volantis is?
Probably Curiel. Curiel was preseason freshman of the year for the country.
No, I'm not even talking about going into it. I'm talking about what they've done on the year. Like when you look at the amount of moments that Curiel has had. And look, I am obviously shifting the narrative a bit towards LSU's side, but just from the things I've seen, the moments that Curiel has had whenever you go back and watch the entire regular season, there's spots in time that your season doesn't go the same way without him. I'm sure you could say the same thing for Volantis, but somebody that had to do it every day, that had to play against Southeastern, that had to play against Northwestern State, that had to do all the, the mundane things and still was able to keep a level head, still was able to play well, went through a bit of a rough patch at probably the worst time in terms of voting, but then comes back with the 3 for 5 day.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not bitching. Curiel's going to be fine.
Me neither. I don't think Curiel,
he don't care about this. You know what he wants? Ring.
He wants a ring on that finger.
That's right.
That's what Derek Curiel wants. And so, shout out to Curiel because he had an impressive freshman season. In my eyes, should have been freshman of the year. But obviously they give that honor to Volantis. And like Lloyd just read off those numbers, an impressive season for Volantis. I don't want to take away from that because he is a stud. I just feel like a little more weight should be given to the guy that's going out there and doing it every single day rather than a reliever / closer. Give me a everyday left fielder batting leadoff every game for LSU. The other one was Anthony Ianson. A lot of people felt like he should have been first-team All-SEC, and rightfully so. The numbers on Ianson's season were pretty impressive. 9-2 record, a 2.88 ERA, 1.156 WHIP, 121 strikeouts, and 13.4 strikeouts per nine. And that he got jumped by Zach Root, who was 6-4 with a 4.16 ERA. I'll stop right there. Ianson had 19 more strikeouts, ERA that was basically 2 points lower. I mean, 4.16 versus 2.88. And Ianson had 9 wins versus 6. 9-2 versus 6-4. To look at some more numbers, that's from @WhitWeeks on Twitter. To look at some more numbers, @NBA Tiger Boy, shout out, gave you some more numbers for reference. Ianson, like I said, 9-2 win-loss record, 121 strikeouts with a 2.88 ERA. Liam Doyle, the stud, the ace from Tennessee, who won Pitcher of the Year, had a 2.72 ERA, so just 0.1 points better than Ianson, a 9-3 win-loss record, and 137 strikeouts. Pretty comparable numbers between Ianson and Doyle, the Pitcher of the Year. But Zach Root gets SEC first team over Anthony Ianson. Look, Ianson absolutely raised his level of play throughout the year, especially once you got into conference play. And so to me, LSU should have had 2 first-team starting pitchers because they have 2 aces. They have 2 stars. They have 2 of the best pitchers in the country in Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson. And when you really break down these numbers and look at it, you wonder how Anthony Ianson got looked over. And to me, it comes down to the fact that I guess just because he's not a Friday guy. Like, do you think that title bears that much weight of like, well, if you're not the Friday guy for your team, are you really at that level?
I think it goes like good on good. Like when you're pitching against somebody that is maybe your equal or better at some points every time you lace it up on Friday. But make no mistake about it, Anthony Ianson could have been a Friday night guy for probably, I don't know, save 3 teams in the country.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fault him for performing the way he did on Saturday. You're still facing the same lineup. And if your offense performs or if it doesn't really matter because he's shoving. And so if he pitched on Friday, I don't think his numbers would change all that much.
No, I agree. I think it.
Because this filth plays.
Yeah.
Whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in the backyard, it don't matter if it's July 4th. That shit is nasty.
And who's this team in the batter's box? Is that Arkansas?
They call on the Hogs.
Who was touted the best lineup in baseball?
He was
and he
straight
just
filth.
absolutely ripped them apart. Like, look at that. I mean, just sit back and enjoy it, everybody. I mean, that's first-team stuff, my friend.
Whatever.
But we're not going to harp on it too much because LSU
buckled.
will be playing baseball again on Friday. And I think you'll see both of these guys get an opportunity to pitch. I went through the SEC tournament schedule.
He could throw a mozzarella stick through an onion ring.
He could throw a tater tot through an onion
That's
ring.
what it is.
So that accuracy's pinpoint.
Pinpoint.
Shout out to Lynn Rollins. That was one of the first things when we got up to Shreveport. My grandfather, that was one of the first questions he asked me was about Lynn Rollins. I say he's the greatest of all time. I mean, there's just no other discussion about it.
Certainly,
he's
if it's not the best of all time in a midweek, definitely the best.
One-liners?
I would say even if you're the opposing team listening to an LSU game, you'd be like, can't hate him. I mean, it's better than the Yeti Yard.
Way better.
Hey, Rocket.
Better than what was listened to this past weekend.
Mr. Roboto?
If you watched the Saturday game, there was a robot on the call. Now, we're thinking about, You're going to need a federal marshal, a bloodhound, and a subpoena to find that ball. I mean, just the best in the world. Man. What else? What was the Alabama one? Well, Moses parted the Red Sea and LSU tames the Crimson Tide. It was, I mean, just in his bag. But,
he's been I don't know what he's on this year.
It's
but,
it's awesome.
It's rejuvenate. I don't know if it's Lee Corso.
Got a double pucker up on that Bear Jones homer.
Cool.
Pucker up.
I think you got a bunch of puckers.
Pucker up.
A couple buttholes puckered up.
Come on.
And then a couple Lynn Rollins puckered up and kissed himself in the mirror.
Come on. Like I said, the SEC baseball tournament begins today. The first round is today. I saw, I think it was CV on the chat asking, you've got Alabama and Mizzou game number 1. After that, Oklahoma and Kentucky, Florida and South Carolina, Mississippi State and A&M. Lloyd, would you like to make your selections, make some picks for those games today? And if you're in the chat, drop your picks for those 4 games as well. Alabama versus Mizzou. Lloyd, who wins it?
Mizzou stay hot.
Are the Tigers stay hot?
Oh, no.
No. I'm with you. Alabama over Mizzou.
Thank God Missouri did sweep at some point. I mean, a sweep's unbelievable. But it would have been LSU would have been the one that they circled with the closest game they played all year.
Yeah.
7-6. But without that, you don't know who Casey Evans is.
And and Mizzou swept Texas A&M.
That's unbelievable. A&M with everything on the line.
Everything on the line. Like, your season's in front of you. Like, that's the part that's
You'd
really
fought
like,
all the way back.
I mean, that's just them Texas A&Ming. Like, you can't get out of your own way to where you, like, gave yourself a chance. You win 2 out of 3 against LSU, who's one of the best teams in the country. You're like, okay, we have a real shot. Like, we can make the postseason. And even with the game 1 loss to Missouri, it was still, well, if you turn around and win the series, you still have a chance.
I thought losing to South Carolina was a big deal.
And then you drop game 2, and it's like, okay, this is like, I don't know if we still, boom, game 3, swept by
And
Mizzou.
game 3 wasn't competitive.
No, you got dog walked. And then, so the next game, Lloyd, you've got Oklahoma, Kentucky.
Oklahoma.
Really? See, I went Kentucky.
They're throwing Witherspoon, I'd imagine.
You think they would throw Witherspoon game 1? I guess so. You have to win in advance.
Yeah, it's single elimination
Yeah,
now.
it's
Like,
the
you have to
thought
change your
process.
brain.
Yeah, you do. My brain's still, because like before, it's okay. It's double elimination. You don't throw.
Well,
your
and it
guy.
depends on where you think you sit in terms of like tournament play for a regional, super regional. Like if you can fight for a host spot or not.
Right.
But if
Okay.
I'm Oklahoma, I'm throwing my stud.
I'm with you. I'm still going to roll with Kentucky because that was my pick yesterday, so I'm going to stick with it. Florida versus South Carolina.
Florida.
I'm with you.
Or
South Carolina.
This is
Does
when
Paul
Paul.
get hot?
This is Paul.
See, it did cross my brain when I was looking at it because I made all my picks yesterday. I was just sitting in the car and I decided to do it. And it crossed my brain if it was not Florida who they were playing, because Florida's playing really good baseball right now.
Florida always makes it to Omaha.
If it was not Florida who they were playing, like if they were matched up with, I like list really almost any other
Mississippi
team.
State.
If they were matched up with A&M, Kentucky, almost Bama, but they're matched up with Florida, who's playing really good right now. I would have loved to see Paul go on one of those magical runs again.
Still can't happen.
It still can happen, and we're going to
I
be
can't
locked
believe
in when
Mikey
it-
came on here with this shit-eating grin. It was like, kind of best for everybody.
Yeah, it went about as good as it could for me over here.
Mikey, do you not realize the conjecture that was going on Thursday night?
No, I'm just glad Paul got
Yeah,
him a
look
win.
good for Paul. Like, not one person said that.
Nope. But, I mean, that's Mikey's head coach.
It's Mikey's guy.
It's Mikey's guy.
Hey, and if you're Mikey, you put me in as a freshman. Like, I would like him too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love this guy.
Changed my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can never truly thank him.
Enough.
And then the final game, Mississippi State versus Texas A&M. Lloyd, what you got?
A&M.
I'm with you. That was my pick.
They're gonna have to try
That was my
because
selection.
if you're A&M,
I mean, Mississippi State does have, what's his name? Pico de Gallo? Is that
he's
Pico Combs?
nasty.
Who's-
Yeah.
He went head-to-head with Anthony Einstein in that pitcher's duel game 2 against LSU. because he pitched on Saturday instead of Friday.
They pitched off.
Yeah.
Good call. Good recall.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
We did a watch party for that
filth.
one. Yeah.
Wow, those are the ones I don't remember.
Of course.
But if you're looking at this bracket, teams that feel like they need to make a run, probably Florida, A&M, certainly Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee needs a run more than they need oxygen.
And it feels like they're going to they're going to be a clown show to watch.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You want to go ahead and let's do the second round then. You had Bama versus Tennessee. Who wins that?
Hopefully no one. Tennessee is going to try to make a statement.
I picked Tennessee to take that game. You have Oklahoma versus Georgia. Who you got?
Oklahoma.
Really? Going on a run. I have Kentucky, Georgia. I have Georgia winning that.
Georgia away from home.
Yeah, I mean, they're not in their little rinky-dink.
That's dude, Hoover's not small.
No. I mean, it's definitely not.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be different. Oklahoma still has another Witherspoon that they can throw who isn't quite the same as his twin, but also still very good.
They're still twins.
Georgia needs to prove it to me outside of
Yeah.
playing from the friendly confines.
I'm with you. Florida versus Ole Miss. Who you got? These are two teams that are playing really well right now.
Florida.
And really? I went Florida as well. A&M versus Auburn. This is an interesting one.
A&M.
I have Auburn.
Oh,
winning
no,
it.
no. Unless they save Dutton for LSU.
That's part of the conversation. See, I think they throw Dutton just because you got to get there.
Yeah, but I think.
And you're confident in what you. I mean, they swept LSU, so they're like they didn't.
Yeah,
pitch
but
good.
Sammy set the tone.
Of course,
that was
of course
one of the worst umpired baseball games I've ever seen. But you can't take anything away from Sam Dutton. He was borderline going to get ejected.
Possessed.
Yeah, like I think he sold his soul.
Yeah,
it was something like I've never seen him do that at LSU. In terms of attitude and energy and all, like that meant something to him. So I could see him asking, like, "You boys, go hold the rope for me. I got LSU."
Yeah.
Like, they're going to make the tournament regardless.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that was impressive when you go back to it. But
it was awful.
Yeah, I mean, for LSU, it was awful.
But
from a sports perspective.
Sammy D, have a day.
I've got Auburn winning that game against A&M. And then, but you're taking...
I'll take Auburn for the fun of it.
Okay, so then Tennessee versus Texas. This is where it starts to get a little spicy.
Oh, Budman.
Spicy man sausage.
More flavor and spice. Really do. Say it all. I really do think that Tennessee is trying to go. They're going to try to win this. So I'll go Tennessee again.
I've got Texas.
Because you have to put
advancing.
intent in some of these. Like I don't think LSU has any intent to win any game other than one.
Yeah, I just think when you have Tennessee versus Texas, Tennessee will have already played a game before that one.
Yeah.
And so
Texas is down their ace.
Yeah, they are. I'm just going to go. I got Texas winning that one. You've got Oklahoma versus Vandy. I've got Georgia versus Vandy. I've got Vandy. I've got Vandy winning it.
Good run, Oklahoma.
Yep. Florida versus Arkansas. This is a tough
keep
one.
hearing.
This is a tough one.
That's the most complete team Arkansas has ever had.
Yep.
And I keep hearing that, oh, man, they can always pitch it. They can always defend it. But I also hear a lot about Choke Van Horn.
Yeah.
And it's not like they need one. And Florida's kind of playing for their life. I wouldn't be surprised to see Florida win.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I picked Arkansas, but I think this could be one of those just.
But they get to save everybody. Like that's the part about this tournament is like it restarts essentially whenever you get to the teams that have the double bye.
No, I mean I went chalk just to get out. I went chalk for 1, 2, 3, 4 winning just because they get to rest and stay on their schedule. They
rest versus rust.
Yep. So, but I could see Florida being the one that's like, and Tennessee as well. But I think Florida could be big upset. Then Auburn, LSU, Lloyd.
LSU.
So then the Final Four, you've got Tennessee, Vandy, Florida, LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Who ends up in the championship game? I've got Texas, Vandy, Arkansas, LSU, and I've got Vandy and LSU in the championship game.
I would love to see LSU play Vanderbilt. Just the way that I've seen Jay kind of maneuver these things, it doesn't feel like you have to. Like, you'd love to see, if you get to this spot where you're LSU threw Kate Anderson.
Yep.
The next day you threw Anthony Ianson. I think you're good after that in terms of what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything would be lanyap, but it's hard to go against. I guess that would be them in the final then, right?
Yeah, that's my thought process is they beat Auburn with Cade.
Is that good or bad?
What?
If you do the same old song and dance of, Kate Anderson won you a game, Anthony Ianson won you a game, and then you get to a game 3 that's a championship game, and then
Right.
you're
I mean, obviously the conjecture around it, just saying it right now, people are going to be upset about it and be like, LSU they don't have a guy that can pitch in a game 3. If they ever get in that spot in Omaha or in a super, like, okay, but
it doesn't.
whatever. But I'm just going to get in front of it now. I'm not going to be overly concerned. And if I have a different tune, if
You know how
LSU
many
gets to
games
that
you
point
have to win in a regional?
in a regional, it's if you don't lose, you win your first game, you win your second game. You just have to win 3 games in a regional. You have to win 3, but you have 4 chances to win 3 because the team is coming out of the losers bracket already with a loss. Now, if you lose a game, you've got to play
Fight your
more
way
and
through.
whatever. But LSU will be hosting their own regional. I would assume they'll be in the winners bracket. I'm just going to assume that now.
Don't like that at all.
Nope, at all. I shouldn't have said that. But
Let's end this stream and start it. I really don't like that at all.
But the way it works is they would
Fuck,
just have to
man.
win 3 games.
Yeah, sure.
But then you get into a super, that's just win 2.
Then you get into
Omaha, it's a whole different monster. That's when you need your storylines to step up of your Nate Ackenhausens, your Thatcher Hurst, your
God.
Ty
If you could
Floyds.
sneak Riley Cooper into an XL jersey,
That would be outstanding. If you
he
could
would
give
probably
me-
be the worst
you
pick
could
to
give
try
me
to
Coop
sneak
right
onto
back.
the team. But
So,
I would love to see it.
what's your championship game? You've got Tennessee, Vandy, LSU, Florida as your final 4. Who moves on to the championship?
LSU in the championship. Vandy wins it.
Okay.
Tennessee gets to the doorstep.
So you've got Vandy versus LSU in the ship.
Vandy wins.
I'm right there with you. I got Vandy winning the whole shebang. I'm right there with you. I would love for LSU to pull it off. That would be awesome.
Because
But-
Vanderbilt can pitch the shit out of it.
Yep.
And you run into an LSU team that doesn't quite know who their third guy is yet. Like, that's the easiest narrative ever.
Of
but
course.
That's also how sometimes tournaments play out. And I don't think LSU's going to have the impetus to be like, have to win it.
Well, and I think from a standpoint of
You're not trying to burn a bunch of
no,
people. Yeah, you're not
well,
trying.
and it would be good for the SEC for it to be LSU Vandy. Those are kind of the stars of your class. You don't you keep Tennessee out of it. Doesn't get all messy.
I'm
Texas, the
sure
new
they
kid on
would
the
love
block.
Texas
Of
in
course.
there.
But just from classic baseball lovers, LSU Vandy championship game.
And they
is-
haven't played yet this
like
year, and
that's-
it's like I wonder because you're fighting for RPI. RPI. You're fighting for strength
Right.
of schedule. You're fighting for what happened in the SEC.
all of it.
If LSU wins this whole thing, I was talking to Mikey about this yesterday. Like, is there a difference between fighting for a top 8 seed, like being that 8th seed, versus fighting for being like a 3 or 2? Just like not really, because the way that it's constructed, there's always a narrative or a storyline that happens where it's like we went to UCLA
Yeah.
and we were good, and you had to face Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget the other one. But 2 first-round picks. And a rinky-dink ballpark
Right.
where, we had Jock on here telling the story last week where he's like, can you take me to Jackie Robinson Field? He's like, I don't know where
that's
I don't
at.
know what you're talking about.
I'll drop you off right here. You can find it yourself.
Like, so if you put, like, LSU in that scenario is never going to be able to play it because you're used to something different.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
There's going to be a storyline regardless. I mean, that's how it's going to work.
And you have to hope that this like top 8 narrative, even if LSU loses the first game they play, which I don't think it should be like, oh, set the world on fire, Chicken Little.
Right.
If it becomes to that point, I still think that the brand of LSU plays out that you're going to be a top 8 seed.
Yes.
If that's where you have to, like, how many people had, I don't know, 15,000 in the ballpark at 1:15 in the morning?
Nobody else. I mean, they're the number 1 team in the country.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah. I mean, every single major poll, they're the number 1 team in the country.
That's
the
other thing.
I mean, like, it's everyone that votes on the sport is agreeing LSU is the best team in the sport. And there's a debate because LSU has the 7th best RPI, the 8th best RPI.
Against an independent.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not like RPI is the end-all, be-all. Now, is it important? Yes, but it's one of the factors. There are multiple factors, and one of the other ones is where they ranked. LSU's number 1 team in the country.
And LSU had a series canceled against a team that we don't know, but I doubt it was Omaha.
Yeah. Or Purdue-Fort Wayne.
Right, that you had to reschedule twice just to play ball.
Yep.
Like, that should factor in if you're going to take independence into account. Why isn't Notre Dame
Why wouldn't everybody
best,
be independent?
Why isn't Notre Dame the best job in the country?
You're not in the conference.
All you have to do is go play on the road. Well, yeah, it's fucking cold here. Let's go all over.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's sightsee.
Yeah.
Let's go on vacation.
Well, I mean, that's what Oregon State did. They went to Hawaii for a week.
Yeah, let's have fun. So, LSU will get it started on Friday against one of 3 teams, Auburn, A&M, Mississippi State. That's how the bracket shook out. You got our picks. Let's see what the chat had to say on their picks.
I wonder if you parlayed all of those. I guess you'd have to do it round by round. You can't pick all
No,
of them.
basically, yeah, it's not gonna let you
'cause they're
parlay.
scared.
Yeah, of course, because of geniuses like you, Lloyd.
Yeah, well.
They know you're gonna take all their money. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure you.
They won't let you parlay LSU
No.
in the over.
If you were able
run line in the under.
If you were able to parlay the whole shebang, like the whole SEC tournament, you just put your
should
picks
be
in.
able to
that would
put
be
an
awesome.
exacto in.
But you would make
Good.
the odds on that would be outstanding.
It would be fun to do. It's like you
It'd
would
be
win
awesome.
more. Vegas would take more money than they would
Yeah,
lose.
that's the thing. They how many people
Everybody
do you think
would
are gonna
do
get
it.
right? How many think you're going to get it right? Out of the whole entire world, the 7 billion people that are going to bet on it.
5. And it's going to be somebody that
He's
picks.
stealing. Somebody's going to be overly confident in
It's
their
going to
picks.
it's going to pick South Carolina.
Yeah, pick a Maneri run and put $1 billion on it.
Yeah, or 2
You're
cents.
going to steal money. So we're running up right here on 8 a.m. this morning. We'll take a quick break, and we'll return with our number 2.
In line, it's the Jordy. give up nothing, we putting up 60. We got power, you better call 50. Better chill, I got leashed, don't win me. It's not right to say that shit, you gotta know. We put them down like some dominoes. Wake up early, put the time in. Now I'm watching a Culotta show. Trying to send help when I come around, dog, it ain't worth.
All right, welcome back here, hour number 2. Sorry
Leave me to my own devices.
that break was a little longer than expected. I had a phone call I had to get to.
Meeting?
Yeah, a little phone call meeting. How about it? Everybody's honest about the meetings. That's actually what was occurring. And Lloyd just started having a little fun on the stream there. Started watching some Chad Jones. I mean, that video will play forever. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Just, get some.
Carl, were you officiating that game? He did. Chad was kicked out of the game for that hit.
How about it?
It's probably teaching tape
Yeah.
of how to do it.
How to take somebody's head off. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through the long break and enjoying Lloyd's, I guess, fun time that he had as just starting to play some different videos and clips. I walk back in. He's like, good, I'm running out of highlights. It's like, fair enough. I'm sorry. It takes me a while to get off the phone. But I saw some people in the chat talking about Joel Klatt's top 10 list. And funny enough, I had that in the document, is Joel Klatt put out his top 10 college football quarterbacks yesterday. We'll go from 10 to 1. Or would you like me to go from 1 to 10, Lloyd? You pick. From bottom to the top or top to bottom?
No. Go 10 to 1.
10 to 1. So at number 10, Carson Beck at Miami, which, funny enough, he was like at number 1 on all these lists last season. At Georgia, now he's number 10. Luke Altmaier at Illinois at 9. Lenoris Sellers at 8. Lagway at 7. Garrett Nussmeier at 6. Drew Aller at 5. Sam Leavitt at 4. John Mateer at Oklahoma at 3. Arch Manning 2. Cade Klubnik 1 is the list. Klubnik at 1, I'm not going to really dispute very much. If people were putting Klubnik 1, I understand it. Returning quarterback, was college football playoff last season, very talented. Expectations are high. Arch Manning at 2, I know that has a lot of people feeling specific ways about it because he's a guy that hasn't done it consistently. He was not a starter last year. This will be his first year starting at Texas, but the potential obviously is through the roof. His name carries a lot of weight, and the expectations are high. John Mateer at Oklahoma surprises me at 3. Do I think he's a talented quarterback? Yes. Do I think he's going to be good at Oklahoma? Yes. Has he played that level of competition? No. And should he be in the top 10? Yeah, 100%. But at 3, it's a little steep, huh, Lloyd? John Mateer, 3rd place on this list. A little surprising?
I mean, Carrot at 6 is where this thing needs to stop.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Mateer, Leavitt, Aller, 3, 4, 5, with Nussmeier at 6.
I'll buy your Leavitt stock. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Not being ahead of Nussmeier, but being where he is. Mateer is, I mean, you have, same thing with almost all of them. Like, Cade was good last year, came on late and was, like, really good. I get that. But everything that we've seen, was it not been Cade, Klubnik, Garrett, Nussmeier?
Yeah, I mean, from everything that I've seen, from everyone talking about it, that's been 1A, 1B, 1, 2.
I know they say Penn State lives rent-free in my head, and they may as well. They should. For the atrocities, I'm just making sure they're always on the forefront of my mind. Just in case, God willing, I have a boy. Just to make sure I remember not where to send him.
Right.
Drew Aller at 5 over Garrett Nussmeier. Let's go throw through the tire and see who can do it better. Like, this doesn't have to be that complicated.
6, 7, and 8 kind of blow my mind where they're slotted. Nussmeier, Lagway, and Sellers.
People always do this.
I mean, to me, so what would the argument for Lagway be at 7? The fact that he hasn't done it enough at that level?
I mean, we're biased.
Because we're SEC guys?
Not only that, but you saw him beat LSU on one leg.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, what would the argument...
The talent's immense.
What would the argument be for Lagway at 7? Like, what would you say it's because...
Yeah, he hadn't done it enough. Like, all of these other guys are, like, save for Arch, they've all returned and played at, I guess, Levitt too. Fuck. Lagway's small sample size. It really is. Like,
right.
you didn't
but
get to
it's
see
more of a sample size than Arch.
No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's really not an argument to be made either way. And especially when you ask Lagway to do so little and how efficient he was. Whenever he would throw it 21 times and he was 14 of 21 with 3 touchdowns. I'm going to run it 10 times for 65 yards. I mean, I wouldn't have Drew Lar on my draft board. But that's just me.
And, I mean, Lenore Sellers.
Levitt is a big time, like, make it or break it. Like,
but I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but when it breaks down, like, that's how he's Johnny Manziel light. Mateer, I would have to see.
Because I feel like Mateer, as much as he did it at Washington State,
it's totally different.
And he's got his OC coming over with him.
It's totally different.
It's not the same.
It ain't Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins.
No, I mean, it's
God willing.
God willing. Yeah, I mean, it's different. I mean, Oklahoma is in the SEC. Like,
give me that.
You're gonna have to play LSU, Alabama, Texas. Like, go down the like. Sorry,
it ain't Washington State.
It's not. It's not. And I'm not saying he's gonna be bad.
No, I think he's gonna be fun to watch.
Believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
kind of where the standpoint. To me, Sellers at 8 is crazy. I think he's a top 5 quarterback going into next season. Do you disagree?
I just have to see it again.
See it again? Because when you turn on that South Carolina versus Texas A&M game last year.
No, there's times where he flashes and
buddy,
you're like, whoa.
I was watching him and I was like,
yeah, he might win the Heisman.
Like, that's impressive. Now, he had the chance to go. Right. He had the chance to go beat Alabama. He didn't take advantage of it. He threw a bad interception at the end of that football game.
He's just so easy to remember, like, the highs are so high.
Well, because it's so dominant. Like,
once he got rid of them goggles, which is unfortunate, because with the goggles, I was like, please be good.
Yeah.
And then he took them off, and then he got real good.
I wonder what, let me look at I'm going to pull up my DraftKings here and look at the Heisman odds and stack that up against this list.
I mean, yeah, you're looking at like Lenore Sellers, like 13 of 21 versus Clemson for 164 yards, but then you have, with a pick, no touchdowns, but then he carried it 16 times for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Let's see. So,
but it's just such a weird guy to try to diagnose. Like 9 of 16 against LSU, but he also carried it 10 times for 90 yards.
And he got hurt. Didn't finish the game. Probably.
But 20 of 32 for 162. Like, he didn't throw it.
Right. The Heisman Trophy Award in 2025, Arch Manning has the best odds at plus 700.
Disgusting.
Second is Garrett Nussmeier with plus 900. Drew Aller, plus 1,000.
Can you bet the opposite of that?
What, for him to be?
Can I bet $1,000 to win $1?
Cade Klubnik, plus 1,400. Jeremiah Smith, plus 1,400. Sneaky one.
That's the sneaky one.
Julian Sayin, the quarterback at Ohio State, plus 1,500. Dante Moore at Oregon, plus 1,800. So Sellers comes in at an 8th place, plus 2,000.
Conkle. Sellers Heisman bet right now would pay for a lot of vices if it hits.
$10 on Sellers to win the Heisman is $210. You put 50 on him, you're getting $1,000.
Where's Nuss?
Second place plus 900.
That feeds a lot of families.
10. You put $10 on it, you leave with a additional 90. You have $100 on that payout stub. You put $100 on Nuss, get you $1,000.
That's worth it. You're going to spend $100 regardless. You might as well spend it on the chance for Nuss to win a Heisman. You look up and be like, holy fuck, I got a Heisman ticket. Like, I wish I'd have done that in Burrow in 2019.
Yeah. I mean,
only person that did it was Jimmy.
It wasn't no plus 900.
That was off the board, brother.
Plus 9,000.
You had to call a guy that called a guy.
And you found a way, and how about that? I mean, even the Jaden Heisman numbers, like, they were probably better than Burrow's going into year 2.
What's, like, the 10th guy on there?
The 10th guy on here. I mean, Sellers is in 8th place at plus 2,000. I mean, I'm telling you, buddy, that's a number right there. I mean, Conkle was not incorrect in It would pay for a whole lot. Let me see. Let me go back. So 10th place on this list would be Gunnar Stockton, plus 2,500. Sneaky pick, huh?
They're saying Jaden was plus 1,100.
Really? Lagway plus 2,500 as well. Sam Leavitt plus 4,000. Let's see. Let me scroll down this list. See who else is popping in my head.
I mean,
Dylan Raiola plus 7,000.
Oh my God! The dark horse pick in 2023 was fucking Drew Lar. Like, are you kidding?
Are you serious?
Can we quit this?
David Reed, I did it, and I bet the natty.
Let's go! Yeah, changed my mood just now. We're still
awesome.
doing this, guy.
That is awesome.
Leave it to Penn State.
Leave it to Penn State.
Jesus, I mean, what? Just give it up.
Rent free, Lloyd. That's all I. That's what I've heard.
It's just so infuriating.
It is
It's
unbelievable. From a roster standpoint, they have a very good roster.
I don't give a shit.
But Drew Aller just, I'm not sold on it.
Alar Agba.
No, stop.
Oh.
No, sir. Sabrion Green, if Nuss would run more, he'd be a nuisance for defenses. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He'd be number one on that list if he would have tugged
God,
and
what
ran
if he
a little more.
does?
Stop it. You're going to get me fired up on freaking May 20th? Stop it.
All right.
This is the
All
thing.
right.
Okay.
All right.
Draw a picture.
Not-
Paint a picture.
Counting sack yardage lost, like the real way, the NFL way. Over under Nuss rushing yards for the season.
Where would I put the line?
Mm-hmm.
200?
How many games do they play?
12?
10 yards a game. That would actually make me upset.
No, I feel like that's what everyone is like.
10.
3rd and 4.
Go.
You don't have anything open. Go get it. Make it happen. David Reed, I have screenshots, LOL. Send your screenshots to the
Tingle and Co.
the Tingle & Co. Twitter account.
We'll
At
post them.
Tingle __Co.
Because David Reed, they will try to take your money from you and not pay you, so we will help.
We're going to defend you.
Sabron said 300. That's a natty.
Yeah, I mean, if he runs for 300 yards and throws for
5,000.
I mean, okay. Stop it. I mean, yeah, obviously, if he throws for 5,000 and runs for 300. But even, 4,000? 3,500? And running for 300 yards?
Threw for 4,000 last year.
To me, one of the biggest numbers, the two numbers that I'm going to be looking at the most are going to be running back rushing yards, like Caden Durham rushing yards, I think are extremely important. And interceptions. I mean, how many picks did he have last year?
12.
If you get that number under 10, you throw 7 picks, 8 picks, I think it changes. I mean, if he only throws 1 against A&M instead of 3, different ball game. I mean, and really that number should have been like 14 or 15 because of South Carolina, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to get too.
Only one.
Huh?
Only one against us, still South Carolina.
Only one. Fine with it. But I mean, like.
He played great against USC, too.
He did. He was balling. The first half, him and Kyron, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, timeout. This is
Everything you
serious.
wanted and more.
This is serious. And it just, the second half, they didn't throw to him. Kept trying to, shout out to John Emery.
Beep, beep.
Heisman odds
Oh.
at UTS of A.
Give me those.
Let me see if it's even on here.
It's not, because they don't believe.
Taylon Green at Arkansas, plus
That
20,000.
would be
Caleb
fun.
Downs at Ohio State, plus 20,000.
No.
Let me see if some other names that catch my eye. Zach Calzada's at Kentucky. How did I miss that? Zach Calzone, former A&M quarterback. Ricky Collins at Syracuse, plus 20,000.
What $1? What does it hurt?
You're
Dude,
the worst.
Syracuse quarterback just led the league in.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
Did he get drafted?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd he go?
Gruden
Philadelphia?
camp.
He did go to Gruden camp, I remember. Went to Philadelphia.
Yep.
There you go.
6th rounder. Went before Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody went before Quinn Ewers.
Shocking.
Sabrion Green, just think about the yardage if he actually would have kept it on the read option. I don't think the read option is going to be a thing
I would
anymore.
like to have somebody, and maybe it's us, go through every read option last year.
Like every zone read they ran last season.
And just to see.
Break it down from a film standpoint. Let's text Caskey. Get him on it. Pull up that all 22
He
for us,
texted me the
Coach.
other day.
He did. He checked in. Friend of the show, he is.
Coach.
But yeah, I mean, this list, when you look at it, Mateer at 3 really did throw me off. But I mean, that's him being bold and throwing a pick out there. Like he's saying that he thinks, and Mateer in the Heisman odds plus 3,500 at Oklahoma, got his OC to go with him to Norman. Seville, yes, read option is not going to be there this season. Yeah, I think they've removed that. I would be surprised if they on game.
Oh, wait, you don't think they're going to run it?
I don't think they're going to do it as much. No, I think they might do it some, but I don't think it's going to be the heartbeat anymore.
No, that was unfortunate plug and play.
But I think they're going to be big motion, moving people around. Who are you watching, Mateer?
Yeah.
He's good.
Got some action.
He's good. It's just the level, man. Like, that's my biggest thing is I got to see it to believe it. But shout out to Klatt for throwing it at the wall, like putting it out there.
That's a great, that's one that you look back on
the
and
video up
go,
on
I
it,
was
too.
smarter than everybody else in the room.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, he's got the – I mean, this is where Cam Ward was at Washington State and then went to Miami and was like runner-up for the Heisman.
But, I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, that's in
Looks
stride.
a bit like Tyler Shuck.
Tyler Shuck. But yeah, I mean, it's good looking. Say go.
I don't know if you're going to get – oh, no. Fuck you, man. Come on.
Gosh. Oh, gosh.
That's all Dust needs to do.
Yeah. I mean,
All right,
that would
I get it
that'd be
now.
awesome.
I get it
I
now.
mean,
I get it.
I'm not like entirely opposed to it.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God, he's got dice.
Oh my
on those
gosh.
shit,
That wasn't one cut right there, brother. That was a getting to the sideline. Look, I get it. He would be in my top 10 as well. Probably. I'll probably have him at 6.
Let's perk.
I mean, that's QB spy right there. Oof.
Okay.
Coach.
Well, damn.
That's good film right there. I mean,
It's almost football season. I'll dive into this a little bit later.
Dude, I love football season. So, I mean, I don't think the read option is going to be as prevalent. I think it's going to be a whole lot of motion of Berrien Brown and Aaron Anderson and Xavion Thomas and moving them around and splitting running backs out wide and then motion them and then, is Jawan Johnson on the football field? Oh, my gosh, how'd that happen?
Oh,
You know,
and then
like-
Jawan Johnson to Trey Green, he's out there.
Oh, Jawan Johnson split Nussmeier outright.
Well,
go route,
I did
throw it to
see.
Nuss.
I ran into a couple of Twitter highlights of
you?
Ryan Perlew running that option with the jet
Yes.
motion behind him. That it looked like it was reversed, but he would fake pitch it, keep it, then pitch it like really late because Perlew could do no wrong
Right.
until he did a lot of wrong. But but where that was, that offense just never showed up again.
No.
But that's stuff you can do with Jawan Johnson.
Jawan
Like put
and
him
Cade
in,
Durham.
and then you have Xavion Thomas in motion. You have Aaron Anderson in motion. Like you have
Harlem Berry.
Gosh.
We're going to go down that rabbit hole.
Don't
get
let
all
me. Don't
fired
make
up.
me buy NCAA
It's
26
May
and call
20th.
plays.
We're going to buy it.
Yeah, and start a dynasty.
We're going to start playing it on Tingle & Co.
All comers.
Sabrion Green, let's see it against better defenses. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
argument
but
on
I
the
mean
tier.
that's hard. I mean that'll translate.
But, I mean, you look at that film. I mean, that's pretty good looking. But, I mean, like we said, I mean, it's still you're playing against better athletes. But,
Yeah, I mean,
that's some
that
good-looking
could come
stuff
to
right
an
there.
end real quick.
yeah, I mean, you can get your head taken off one
Yeah.
time. Like, there's some pretty good athletes out there in the old Southeastern Conference. But, Seville, that's it. Nuss will be in a captain's chair this year. When he runs, it will be because there is no one close.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's part of it. That's what you saw last year. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't really, you can't risk it. Now you have Van Buren back there, and you have Jawan Johnson for people that think that he's not going to be an asset.
Colin
Well,
Hurley.
Yeah.
Back. Our little miracle.
Don't let him get touched in terms of Garrett Nussmeier.
Yes.
Like I get that.
Your
But
season
if
goes.
you want to win, when it comes to like
I mean,
Not cut.
they still ran it with Burrow in 19, and if Burrow got hurt in 19, I mean, I love Miles too.
I think you had a different head coach.
Yeah.
We should have known then that
little
2020 was going to be a crapshoot. Whenever he ran Burrow like a wild animal, and it's like
Miles Brennan.
what do you think's going to happen? Yeah, then Miles Brennan ran the only time
Broke his body.
he had an injury nobody's ever heard of
It
before.
was broken.
It's named after him.
Still love him.
Great fisherman.
Yes. I'm not leaving. That was a great all-time video.
Oh, all-time video.
All-time
Dude, we've been
video.
doing this for way
Dude,
too
Miles,
long.
Way too long. You really sit and think about it. I mean, we started the show, it was
7 to 9.
2021,
That was in 2021.
and that was 2020 Brennan's season. 2021 was Max Johnson. The Maximum Johnson.
And that's when we had Big Bad Brad on all the time.
Yeah, UCLA. Behind the back.
Tried
No
to-
look.
Just like my daddy taught me.
Playing like your daddy. But yeah, I mean but I'm for I understand Klatt's decision to throw Mateer up there. You gotta make a bet on somebody at the bottom list. My bet would be on Lagway or Sellers. I'd have them higher because I think I'd probably go Sellers would be my guy that I would throw up higher than maybe he has him at 8. I'd probably have Sellers at 4 because I think he's just a freakazoid.
Carson Beck doesn't deserve to be on this list, and neither does Drew Lar, but I mean, you have to pick 10, but that goes to show how sparse college football is with their quarterbacks. And there'll be some surprise stories that people you haven't heard of, people you haven't seen yet. Like,
I mean,
what does Diego Pavia deserve to be on this list? He would have been on week 6.
Diego Pavia, you monster. LSU traveling to Nashville.
I mean, what has Luke Altmaier ever done?
He was pretty good last
I
year.
know he was.
But yeah, no, I mean, you got to come up with 10. I mean, Julian Sayin isn't on that list. He's going to be Ohio State's starting quarterback.
I don't see Ty Simpson on here.
Ty Simpson's not there. Been at Alabama for a while. Dante Moore is going to be Oregon's guy. Not on the list.
I would put him. I mean, that
Nico is not on the list at UCL of A.
I
They
don't
play
think we'll
football
see a
in
game
California.
that Nico plays, and it'll be an accident.
Really?
But Dante Moore, good call, sneaky good pick.
Sneaky.
'Cause
We
that
thought he was going to be a
that
dagger.
offense runs.
Yeah, no, I mean it. And
He'll
there's
be
a
good.
reason he transferred there with Gabriel and was like, I'm going to sit a year. And then,
And then Gabriel went earlier in the draft than I thought.
well, yeah, they took him in the, fourth round, third round? Like, surprise, surprise. David Reed, anybody going to Hoover? We're going to watch party it in here, I believe. We're going to enjoy LSU versus.
If it would have been a different day, and if, we have to recalibrate considering all of our eyes were on Hoover as that's like double elimination. That makes it worth the travel.
Yes.
If you could spend a whole weekend there, do a couple shows there, but to turn around and go there for a night game, to come back potentially, really just watch party it.
Just watch party. I've actually got a wedding on Saturday that I have to go to. So I would have, if we did go to Hoover for Friday, I'd have to do the game Friday night and then leave Saturday morning and drive back.
wait, do that to you?
So we're going to watch party it right here, but not on this channel. It'll be on the Tingle & Co. channel where we will be live watching some college baseball. And, I mean, today you'll have baseball getting started with right after the show, flip your TV over and watch Alabama and Missouri get after it. Game number 1. Then you have Oklahoma, Kentucky after that, Florida, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Texas A&M. And before LSU plays on Friday, your schedule, you'll have, let's see, you'll have Arkansas versus
When did they vote on
Florida,
first team
South
all
Carolina, Ole
SEC?
Miss. When did they vote? I guess prior to the, I mean, the last series just ended on Saturday. Like, that's when the series ended. And the winners came out on Monday. Did they vote everything on Sunday? Everybody puts their votes in on Sunday after the
I don't know.
regular
It just
season's
seems
over?
like that they did this earlier. Otherwise, you would think that Einstein would have gotten more run.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty impressive.
Ryan
throughout.
Prager, Scholar Athlete of the Year, 2 claps. Not. Good shit for you, dude. I'd rather not get an award.
Don't be mean.
He's an A&M guy.
I mean, people can be good at school. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ask Landry. We'll find out.
We'll find out when LSU has their new president.
You know,
whoever
Tigers
that
are
is.
gold, right?
Yeah.
Not white.
Not white. Omar. Omar, new president. Next president of Louisiana State University. So, but I tell you what, one big thing that you could find out during Hoover that could be big for LSU is if they make it to the championship game and they've thrown Anderson and Ianson and you're looking to the championship game of who's it going to be. If it's Chase Shores and he goes out there and shoves, the stock is going to exponentially rise on Louisiana State University. The baseball team. Like if Shores goes out there in the championship game and puts together
I don't know if you
outing,
throw him.
You wouldn't? I mean,
That's the conversations you have to have.
if you go Anderson on Friday and you win that game,
Mm-hmm.
you go Ianson on Saturday
You win that game.
and you win that game.
You haven't used Shores yet.
You haven't used Shores. You've used Cowan and
And it just
Evans.
went by the book.
Just like we're going to go chalk to Sunday in a championship series. You've got everybody available. You've got Newt. You've got Shores. You've got everybody you could want. You've got Schmitty. Who do you throw, Lloyd?
I'm looking up our regional stuff.
Okay. It's the next weekend, I'm sure. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when regionals would be.
If that's the case, then that's why I would save him for a regional.
But he'd
Because
still be on his regular. He'd be on his regular schedule.
Not if he doesn't throw on Sunday. He could throw on Friday.
So you would save him, so that he could come in and relief on Friday.
Yeah, it's not worth. I mean, it depends on. I mean, whatever Jay wants to do, it's up to him.
Of course.
But-
Of course.
Would you not want to save some of, just in case? Like, this game doesn't really mean anything, but the regional sure does.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he threw Paul Skeens against Tulane. And
Yeah, I mean,
him.
Anderson and Ianson are going to start Friday and Saturday of the regional.
Yeah,
Games one and
that's
game
what
two.
I expect is
That's
him.
chalk.
He's going to go like that. Another thing, like we do this all the time now.
Right?
Like, can we stop questioning the man? You're going to waste Paul Skeens in a regional game against Tulane? It was 7-4.
And it's so when you get to your super regional against probably a better team, you have Paul Skeens pitching game one.
Imagine how the schedule works. It's crazy that would be a thing that you do. Imagine a world.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
You don't throw Paul Skeens, you lose to Tulane, and then you go, why the fuck didn't he throw Paul Skeens?
I'm imagining that world right now, and it's a dumpster fire.
And it's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you don't throw Cade Anderson last Friday. You throw him on Thursday, and you still lose.
Hurt, allegedly,
And then you go
on short rest
right
and lose.
and lose, and then
Well,
Ianson
nobody
wins,
gets to
and
freak
then you lose
out.
again.
But then they get to double freak out.
Then they get to double freak out.
And then you get to go, why did Cade Anderson throw all those pitches in that complete game? He's never been the same. First team All SEC.
First team All SEC.
Top 5 pick.
I mean, I trusting in Jay Johnson. So I mean, to me, you would go regularly scheduled against in game one this Friday. You throw Cade Anderson. You win that one. You throw Anthony on Saturday. I think you just go with whoever your game 3 guy is going to be. And I think right now it's between 2 guys.
Newt?
It's between Jaden Newt and Chase Shores. That's the conversation.
What if you haven't used Evans?
That's the one you save.
I agree.
You don't want to extend that.
I would
Evans.
still-
He's a bullpen guy now. He's back to his spot.
I'm just going to die on this hill.
You're going to go Schmidt.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. Like, because if he goes out and
Actually, I
shoves,
won't. I'm saving him for Super Regional.
okay.
That's what he deserves.
Because if he goes out, like if he did go pitch against Vandy or Texas or Tennessee in that championship game on Sunday, and he shoved, you would be like, oh my gosh,
We found
LSU's
something.
the Like, because we've talked about it for the last 2 months. If Schmidt steps up and is the guy you expect, it answers a whole lot of questions for LSU. I think it's between Newt and Shores for Game 3. That's the conversation. For your Game 3 starter, it's Jaden Newt and it's Chase Shores. Take your pick. But you say on Sunday you pitch off. You don't go with your Game 3 guy.
No. But I'm not going to say any names, but there's guys that you can throw.
There is. I agree. I think you go with your guy.
No, I'm
That's
saving him. I've reserved him. You can't have him. Keep him for regional.
No, I'm not talking about your guy. I'm talking about you throw LSU's throwing their guy. Like, whoever your Game 3 starter is going to be, you throw him out there on Sunday in the championship game, and you find something out.
I would love to see how the projections change throughout the tournament. Like, whenever you're watching it. I've never really watched one as closely as probably because, 2023 didn't have to. 2024, you're just happy to be around.
Right.
And this year, it feels like maybe that seating does play a little bit of a part. So if there's something that changes around the conference and around the tournament and around every other conference,
right,
to where you look at it and you go, well, if you win this one, you could move up to be in this bracket. I honestly don't care who comes into Alec Box.
Yeah.
You've already seen it happen this year. Time and time again, you've seen it in the history. It's in the annals. It's in the bowels. It's all over the stadium. But you've also seen Coastal Carolina come in there and beat you. You've seen Stony Brook come in there and beat you. So I don't know if it matters or not. I don't know how they're looking at it. Like, I'd imagine there's, like, metrics that they use that we don't know about how they prefer to play and who would they prefer to play and things like that, to where it's like, this is actually the best matchup LSU could have. So because of that, we're going to throw this guy so we make sure we win today so we do get that team in the tournament. I don't know how it works. I'm not smart enough. But as long as you're top 8, don't care.
Yeah. Do you think that it's somewhat of a conversation of right now LSU does not have a set-in-stone Game 3 guy, correct?
Correct.
Like, that's the conversation. You don't have your Sunday arm. Like I said, in my opinion, it's up between two guys in Newt and Shores. Do you use this championship game as the game to decide, to figure out and find out if you've got that guy or not?
Yeah, I think if you get to that point, sure. If you've used, because I'd imagine a world where you've used Shores, maybe. Like, I don't know how they're going to play it.
Yeah. But if you go chalk and you go Anderson to Cowan and you win, and then you go Einson to Evans and you win, you throw Chase Shores or Jaden Newt Game 3 or both.
I don't know if I'd move Shores from the bullpen. Like, I wouldn't.
Really?
I wouldn't mess with the mojo.
So you would go Newt Game 3 starter?
Mm-hmm. I feel good about Newt.
I know, I'm with you. I'm not opposed to it. Now, I think Shores is your highest ceiling if he goes and can be your Game 3 guy. But he's found a rhythm.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with what he's got going on right now because of how good it looks and what's more important in this game that you're going to play, to mess up some sort of rhythm that you feel like you've established in terms of
I agree.
Coming out of the bullpen or being a starter or anything like that. Like, that's why I would not be ashamed to throw, as much as I want to save him. I would love to see Schmidt go out there and shove and be like, okay, it changes your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, if Schmidt went out there and
whoever pitches, if you do get to that championship game and whoever pitches and they pitch well, it'll change the way you feel about LSU.
Yeah, I thought Newt was going to be the guy on Thursday. He ended up being the guy on Thursday. I thought he was going to be the starter on Thursday last week. They ended up going where Newt came in a jam and shoved.
Well, we've said it before the game was even on.
Yeah.
Like, get somebody else going just in case.
Just have Newt ready. And Newt went out there, played well, and I think Newt's the guy. But like I said, I think Shores has the highest ceiling of, if he ends up being your Game 3 starter, you're like, okay, this is kind of how I pictured it going, you know?
They want to see if you can talk.
I'm here. I'm real. I promise.
There you go.
There you go. Sam is
Down
alive
boy.
and real.
Power down.
Power down. Bada bing, bada boom asked if Lloyd was babysitting today. We're training up a new producer.
Well, the worst was babysitting when it was Christian because he looked like a child. It looked like Christian he was being held captive.
Sam is at least involved in the conversation. You can tell he's listening to what we're saying. Christian would be on his laptop watching.
No, he's on TikTok.
Pelicans highlights from
of things we're not going to talk about. And then he would
He's watching soccer.
Then he would talk the entire break about the Pelicans. We're like, we're not going to do this. And be like, whoa.
You're like, are you all ready for Arsenal
Let's
to play this
get
weekend?
the Rutgers point guard.
Man City is
The Gooners.
Come, whatever, Christian. Christian did. I told him that I needed the camera back, the football camera that he used to film high school football and practices. I was like, I need that camera back. Because he just left it in his apartment and went to Lafayette. I was like, what are you doing? It's
Red
my
State
camera,
Sports.
Christian. And I showed up to the show yesterday, and it was sitting in this chair. Just the bag with the camera
nice.
was just
He
sitting
didn't
right
say
here.
anything to
Nope,
us?
just sitting in this chair.
He's
He's an interesting fellow, that's for sure.
Jordy is strong in him.
It is.
He could say something.
Like, just text me. Let me know you're going to do that. Because I thought he was going to bring it to the watch party on Thursday, and then he just didn't. He just showed up.
And he didn't say anything about
He
it.
just showed up and got shocked by shot collar.
He deserved every
Many times. He
every
did.
second of that.
It's like, I should bump this up, right? 6 is too low. That's going to be all up in that new intro video.
Cockle.
What do you say?
Christian finally gets on the mic and says, I really like our fourth.
That was funny. I mean, he goes to LSU's practice, and I'm like, Christian, what were your takeaways from day one of spring practice, Christian? What were your thoughts? You know, this running back, I don't know his name. He's number whatever, 57, and he's getting back there. He looks massive in the uniform. I think it could be a breakout guy for LSU. We're like, Christian, that's a walk-on. He's a senior.
At LSU for
I mean, no disrespect
No,
to whoever
none.
it was, of course. I didn't walk on to play football. You're better than I am already. But this is the thing, like, Christian, buddy, I needed a real storyline for you to open up with here after day one of spring practice, and that's what you're running with. I mean, come on. Like, what are you talking about? And so it was crazy that was his first time on the
it would be crazy if he turned out
microphone.
right. Like that would all time put the Heisman bet in.
It was we should have made him put his money where his mouth is, but he can't legally gamble because he's a child. He's still a child. So shout out to Christian, man. We wouldn't be who we are without him. That intro video is going to have a whole lot of Christian getting shot by a shot collar in it, and me running him over in the football helmet.
No, you have to redo that
I can't do it.
because it looks bad on you. It looks like he stuck you.
He didn't. If you watch the video, he didn't stick me. I just didn't want to kill him. Pull the video up. We'll see if I can find it.
It's a stalemate at best. It's good on
It was
good.
not I couldn't bring I was really thinking about it when I was laying down right here, like getting ready for it. I was really considering, like,
I really thought.
What do I do?
After I know how your brain actually works, and obviously it was very evident during the shot collar epidemic. Whenever it's like he's mean,
I'm not mean.
just you know when to dole out punishment. And I thought for sure I was like he's gonna crack. Like I thought it was gonna be a show, and
I really considered it.
you brother-in-lawed it.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was like, I just can't. I couldn't believe that he had agreed to it. I was like, that's the
He
part
has that
where it's
much
like,
trust in you.
Yeah, he tried.
I wouldn't agree to do that with you.
Yeah, I didn't want to break that trust. Trust Matthew Conkle. Things Christian likes. Kay Adams. Shot collars. Pasta Live from Katie's in Mid-City. And walk-on running backs. What a guy. Yeah.
And Cafe
Phoenicia.
Shout
in
out our
Denham
guy.
Springs. Shout out to Sari Abuzada. Hooked us up with some pasta once again. We might have to do it again for the watch party on Friday.
I think I can have another plate.
Well, I had to get my food. I didn't mean to get all fours.
All fours. That was an all-time watch party.
It was an absolute.
Maybe that's what helped me, like, to not overreact like everyone else did, because I was just.
It was
like,
a fever dream.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. I kept saying from the sixth inning going, I was like, guys, the game's getting pretty close,
And we were
and
eating
y'all just
lemons
ignored
and-
me.
I know we're gonna iron out some of that. We're not gonna do quite as many wheel punishments.
No, I'm all for it.
No, we're still gonna do them. I think
I
we
know.
put more of a focus on the game, like the tracking stats, instead of every strikeout and every run scored.
Yeah,
Punishment, because I mean, like every time LSU struck out, I was like, up.
somebody's got to eat a banana.
Every time South Carolina got a hit, up. You got to eat a lemon like an apple.
That is your call.
You got to eat a football card. Brian Burgess, Cafe Phoenicia, good, great, gas.
And Yeah.
Go to Cafe Phoenicia in Denham and tell them you heard about it here on Tingle and Co. That'll probably fire them up. Get them ready to go. It's gas. It's delicious. They have great cheesecakes, too. My sweet tooth is coming out a little bit. Great cheesecakes.
Speaking of sweet tooth.
What you got?
Athletic Connections.
Oh, what do we have here?
No clue.
I didn't see Hunter Hall say anything about it in the chat. I didn't see him say anything. Oh, okay, sheesh. Athletic Connection with a few stretches today. Interesting. All right. White Sox. Okay, timeout. Mets, Nationals, Padres, Yankees. Because I think White Sox is going to go with Bears of Chicago with Sky. And so go Bears. Or before this one. Go Nationals, Padres, Yankees, and Mets. I think are the baseball teams.
The White Sox are a baseball team.
Well, I think White Sox are going to go with the Bears and the Sky of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
White Sox. And then Chicago.
Fire.
think?
Soccer team.
Okay. Send it. There we go. Chicago teams. And then you've got squad, unit, club.
Buns. Meat.
Gulls.
Meat.
Buns.
Side club.
Yeah. Nope.
I didn't think so. That was good fun, though.
That was good fun. Good fun it was. Do squad, unit, club, side. There we go. And then meat, gulls, buns, slippers.
Team.
It's like names for a team.
Oh.
I don't know what this one is. NBA teams with the first letter changed.
Well, that's there you go, Hunter Hall. That is a stretch.
That was but yeah.
Are they running out of ideas?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Are we
the
about
buns,
to run out of athletic
The
connections?
buns is the Suns. The slippers are
is
the
the
Clippers.
Clippers.
The gulls are
Are
the
the-
Bulls. And what was the other one? Let me see. Let me go back to it.
I know.
It
I'm
was-
looking. I'm looking.
Oh,
at
the
it.
meat. It was meat. It was the Heat.
Meat or the Heat?
That is a stretch and a half.
No, did he?
You're unbelievable. You truly are.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was definitely a stretch. I agree. Hunter Hall. Shout out to Brian Burgess, as always, rocking and rolling, knocking out the and Juan Soto teams. I guess was a stretch too, but that at least you could at least put together that it's baseball teams. The NBA teams with the first letter changed is unbelievable.
Yeah, it makes
They're running out of ideas.
Yeah, well,
They are.
good luck to your first grader figuring that one out.
Yeah. Like the only reason we got it is because it was process of elimination.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, shout out Glimmer for that. Meat culture.
Meat culture. Nice.
No, did he?
You genius. You're a smart man, you are. I did see Tingle & Co. got shouted out on Tiger Droppings yesterday.
I'm sure nothing but nice things.
I don't know. It just said, it told somebody to go watch Tingle & Co. Listen to Tingle & Co. for your morning show.
Yeah,
and it got one upvote.
How many downvotes?
Let's see. I'm about to click it
6?
right now. No downvotes. One upvote, no downvotes. Tingle & Co. Tingle & Co. Let me see if our guy sent me on Twitter his bet. Let me see. Yep, here he is. My guy. I'm gonna give you a follow back as well, my friend. Thank you for sending me your bets. We've got a Heisman bet. Or no, he bet on Burrow to win the Heisman and the national championship in 2020. He did.
Who?
Was it David Reed in the chat? The one that told us he bet on? Yeah, David Reed. He placed to win Joe Burrow. He put 15 to win 300 on Burrow to win the Heisman
How many
And then
times?
he did 2 bets on them to win the national championship. $200 to win $4,800 and $25 to win $550.
What does it have the date?
September 8th, 2019. David, you monster. God, you get more than 2 claps, my friend. This is the coolest thing I've ever laid my eyes on. I mean, he bet on Burrow to win the Heisman. Or no, look. The Burrow Heisman was September 8th, 2019. The national championship, the first bet, the $25 bet to win $500 was on July 1st, 2019.
Did mine in May.
And then on August 23rd, he doubled down, put $200 on it for LSU to win it again.
Wait, say the dates again.
So July 1st, 2019, he bet on them to win the Natty.
That's well before the season.
Well before the season. August 23rd, he doubled down on it, bet the Natty again. What was that?
I mean, he got drunk. It's a week before the season starts.
A week before the season starts.
Hell yeah, brother.
And then on September 8th, 2019, that's Texas, right? Yeah. And the odds were still plus 2,000.
Her threw for 471. Dude, you were sharp.
Dude,
David.
David!
I would get drunk and tell that to everybody.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Parent and teacher conference, be like, you know what I had to do in 2019.
David, I mean, that's the best
awesome,
bet slip.
Dude. That's awesome.
Well, let us know if you double down on Nuss in 2025.
He has. I mean, now I bet he's done it every year. He probably has a Jaden ticket.
Yeah, David, did you do it every single season? Did you cash out on Jaden Daniels Heisman? Or, I mean, did you win? Did that bet hit?
Per threw for 471. He was like, yeah, probably the Heisman.
Against Texas.
And we were all just like, thank God. Like, just a dub.
I would have just done it 3rd and 17 when he threw it. I would have been like,
right
okay,
before.
Yeah. Book it.
I'm sure. God, that's probably when he did it. I wish there was a time.
There is. You can see the time at 10:29 p.m. right after the game ended. David, you're just like us. God, I love you, David.
I love you, David.
That is the coolest thing I've ever. Like, literally, September 8th, 2019 at 10:30 p.m.
What a brain.
Said, you know what? Book it, Burrow Heisman.
And I got 2 futures on them to win the Natty.
And then I
probably went.
Huh?
You probably went.
Yeah, we went. It was a free trip.
Well, yeah, one more, and, still some hay to put in the barn.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
until you saw it was Clemson, and then you're like, never mind.
Yeah, 42-17.
42-25. Closer to the end.
What was it? Like,
if you don't get called for the Thad Moss,
the first play, LSU would have killed them. It would have if it would have got called back.
They did America a service.
They did. It was a complete momentum shift.
Because if that happens, it's Oklahoma all over again.
Well, because he did the whole, like, he made the play. I remember watching it. I was like, he just did it again. Like, it's over. He just did it again.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I was there.
I wasn't.
And I said, I was with my brother.
Of course.
Freaks out. I was like, flag. And he's like, I hate watching games with
you
you
so
the worst.
much. You've changed me as well.
Uh-huh.
Like when Kyron scored the touchdown against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate because I was waiting for the OPI because he pushed off.
Yeah, but
Wasn't
then
that
you
bad
get that.
off.
You still get that pop.
Then you get the, and then you're like, wait.
Yeah, because I don't want to be.
Or like the Mason Taylor touchdown, I didn't even celebrate it. The one where his arm hit the ground, I didn't even celebrate because I was like, he's down. Like they're gonna call him down. The one where
they're
Nuss
gonna review,
rolls out and throws it, and
But
sheds the tackle.
But they're gonna review it.
Yeah,
like for those, it's the
flags.
Yeah, I mean it's.
The one time
if I worked at an airport, like I would be first lieutenant.
Yeah.
Be like,
the first
drugs.
time I celebrated a flag that didn't get thrown was Saints Rams 2018 because it happened. I was like, yes. And I was like, wait, where is it? Where's the flag?
That's the most empty feeling in the world.
The most empty feeling in the world.
It's a baseball feeling.
Where's the flag?
Like that's not a strike.
That ball's not fair.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And you're not gonna do anything? Oh, okay.
Crushing.
That's such a great sports moment, though. Just be like, you don't believe in God.
Like, you'll never forget it. Like, it's stuck in my brain forever.
David, first time I ever placed a preseason bet.
Wow.
God. Right after the game. Good for you, man.
Yeah, no, good for you. That's probably the coolest thing I've seen ever in my life. Like, I love that there's timestamps on it. That made it so much better, David. I appreciate you sending that to the show.
Go back and find mine was on Cinco de Mayo.
Really? That's awesome.
Which is way too early to be putting.
Way too early to be putting bets in. I tell you what, Cinco de Mayo was past, and right now is too early, and you've already done it
3 times.
3 times. There you go. That's Lloyd.
If they don't hit over 8.5, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to buy a house and.
I bet on 8.5 too, because the 8.5 number is unbelievable.
I'll have to get a second mortgage on a house I don't own.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a way to kick the can. Dude, Saints salary cap moves.
Yeah. Well, 8.5 is crazy. Like, it just is.
If that doesn't happen, I don't care about the money.
No.
I'll have much bigger fish to fry.
We're gonna make so much money off of complaining about being 8-4.
No, be positive. I like the Music
Shut
City
up.
Capital One Bowl.
Shut your mouth. Don't even start.
Pop-Tart Bowl was electric.
Don't even start.
Cheez-It Bowl electric.
Stop. You and your homer take. Somebody commented on our YouTube video yesterday.
I'm a homer.
They said, let's see if I can pull it up. One, we got plenty of comments on the Jake Brown video. People were big fans of it. Looks like the thumbnails are going to start having me and Lloyd's face in them more often.
I need to get prettier. Any comments in the chat
on how to make that happen? There was a comment under the full show yesterday that said, from No Depression. Oh, he commented back at me. No depression _ Lloyd be having some bad takes as if he's protecting his relationship with Jay. I said, which take was bad?
Oh,
And
nice.
Went on to
Thank
say,
you.
the whole Jake Brown in Game 1 rant, and clearly he didn't listen to Moscona's point on transferring, but not surprised because the show always sending shots at Moscona's opinion. He said he had a conversation that if it's a platoon situation next year,
Platoon?
or platoon, or not a guaranteed spot, Jake might leave because it's his junior year draft year with leverage, which he should. He's an all-around better player than Pearson. Jake is a 5-tool player. He'll have schools trying to recruit him and probably pay him more than LSU. He also said LSU may target a player from TCU who's another left-handed bat, so it's highly unlikely Jay plays 3 lefties in the outfield.
All of that's false.
Bad take, Lloyd. You're trying to protect your relationship with Coach Johnson.
I know more than you.
I mean, are we really under the idea that Jake Brown's going to platoon next year? I mean, that was the argument, is that
He's going to be on the team.
Pearson's gone, Stanfield's gone.
Who was that in the chat?
That was at No Depression. It's not in the chat. It was a post-show comment.
Post-show at No Depression. You name the bet, and I'll do whatever you say if Jake Brown leaves. Open-ended.
There you go. If you tune into the show today, you'll hear it. There it is. We'll see if we get a comment back. So we've made it to about 9 a.m. Guess what? Me and Lloyd have another meeting today. So
Donkel David in. Yeah, wait, David, what's your bets for this year?
yeah, fill us in on what you've currently put in. Have you bet since that?
There's no way you haven't.
I mean, he could be an actual,
Did you read all of the... When you read that, did you hear all of the platitudes in that sentence? Of might and have to and maybe and could have and should
Of course.
and could, might, all of those that don't sound like a serious statement at all.
Of course. Jake might leave because it's his junior year.
And they might bring in
May target a player.
may. That's not even close to might. I may do a lot of things today. I doubt I do them.
So, David is one of us. David is the best one of us. That is the coolest thing. Like I said, I'll say it again. that I've ever
Sabrion,
seen.
I don't know how old they are, but send them. Second to third, third to home. He's coaching a youth travel ball team. Run the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, if they hit a single, they should be on third base in 2 pitches. That's how it goes. Crossroads. President Tate improved the research at LSU significantly. He'll be missed.
But what about the library?
LSU Athletics is not funded by the state of Louisiana. They
Shocking,
make their
I know.
own money.
And guess what they give it back to?
Who?
The university.
So, I mean,
Oh, 10 under. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Go first move against every left-handed pitcher. They'll not know what to do.
Just steal every time.
Well,
Every
you got
pitch.
some portly kids these days, but go first move against a lefty, and if you have a left-handed pitcher, back pick. Like, don't do the try to like.
Let's see, show it off.
Don't do this one. Do the step off and throw. Works every time.
Why don't you coach?
I did.
Should that be what we do?
I am 3-0 as a powder puff.
No, like we
Football
should
coach.
start our own team and make content out of it. Where like we're travel ball baseball coaches. Back, first base coach.
Ball.
Come on, Blue. Getting ready.
That boy, Dick.
Best hot mic moment ever.
Yeah, that's why he's not leaving.
How about you slide?
Oh, we talked to him about it.
I know,
It's
it's
great.
awesome. It was awesome.
Allegedly.
Shout out to whoever was running the
Allegedly.
microphone. Shout out to whoever was running the microphone this weekend, because that
Say
was awesome.
good luck with the parents.
Yes, that's the biggest hurdle, struggle, challenge.
Bet your lineup in reverse. First game.
Sorry, biggest, you need to work because we have to go meet as well. Oh wait,
Just get a clone.
or he said earlier he's gonna ting. That's what do you say?
As you see, 30
Yep.
30, let's fucking go.
No, yeah, go watch baseball, guys. Enjoy today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9.
Put that parlay in.
Shout out David Reed.
Legend.